The fifth Sunday in Lent, the gospel reading recounts the story of the woman caught in adultery. And on the one hand, it seems to be a trap for Jesus, but the reality is Jesus takes that trap that the Pharisees want to set for him and flip it on its heads and flips the script for them. So, long story short, the woman was caught in adultery. Never mind, how and what and whatever, but the seemingly faithful Jews gather around and they're condemning her because the law of Moses said that the consequence for adultery was death by stoning. So it seems pretty objective. Here she is caught in adultery, so she is deserving of death according to the law of Moses. Again, there's so many details that are missing, like where's the guy? Where's the guy in this situation? So, Jesus is there, and the Pharisees say, what are we going to do here, Jesus? They want to trap him, and what does he say? He says, "Let he who is without sin cast the first stone." He's not saying that the law was, quote unquote wrong, but God has come into the world to do something higher, and it's not to be dismissive of the sin. He recognizes its gravity, but with the mercy that really, in a way, only God can give. We can give it through God, or God can give it through us, but in a mercy that only God can give. He convicts her heart in that moment, but says, look, don't do this anymore, and I'm not going to condemn you either. They all walked away. They at least admitted that they have sinned, so they wouldn't be the one to cast the first stone, but I'm not going to condemn you either. Go forth and sin no more. There's this beautiful moment of mercy, but this beautiful moment of conversion, hopefully, for that woman, one that is more healing and restorative. She knows that Jesus sees, that he knows, that he understands, and that, it's his love, his mercy that gives her the power to move forward in her life. Somebody asked me recently, what's it like as a priest, if somebody comes in with a really, really serious confession, after being away for a long time and just a laundry list of major sins. And I was really struck by the question. I guess I reflect on it sometimes, but not in such a deep and intentional way. I told them, it's one of those places where it's just a great grace that I think, if we really care about people, we see with the eyes of Jesus, we see with the eyes of God. And it's like what seems so massive in the eyes of the sinner or those who want to accuse and condemn, what seems so massive melts into an ocean of God's mercy and the recognition that God is here to forgive, to transform, to restore, and it's not a place of condemnation, but one of transformation. It's a real gift to share in those moments with other people. So, again, God doesn't come to condemn, but he comes to restore. And, kind of continuing a theme of last weekend, God gives us this same charge. He gives us this same responsibility, to bring that restoration and healing into the lives of other people. Not accusation, not condemnation, but one of forgiveness, one that rises above the hurts of this life and really brings the restoration that he desires. One that rises above the hatreds that we experience in this life and, allows his forgiveness, his mercy, his grace to really, truly heal and transform, rather than the ways of the world and the brokenness of human hearts to tear down, Yeah, it takes a lot more energy to build up than it does to tear down, but that's where God's grace comes in, and that's where God's grace really desires for us a life of restoration and healing. So be like Jesus, go and sin no more. Ooh, one more thing. This is really interesting. Everybody always wonders, what's Jesus writing in the sand? Well, it's very well possible that Jesus is actually fulfilling an Old Testament prophecy that the ways of the wicked or the sins of the wicked would be written in the earth. And so Jesus might have been writing the sins of the accusers, those who are condemning the woman caught in adultery, in the ground. And it's just a fascinating point. It's very well possible that Jesus was fulfilling that prophecy, that the sins of the wicked would be written in the earth. So anywho, that's almost besides the point, but I find it fascinating. So go forth with God's mercy this week, and allow His mercy to transform your heart so that your mercy might transform the lives of other people.